Plot of the podcast where I try to simplify the plots of games as best as I can. As always, I'm your host, Cameron, and oh boy, we got an episode for you today. But first of all, how are you guys doing? You guys doing okay? You hanging in there? You got any fun plans for the weekend? Me, I'm going to the Minnesota State Fair on Sunday, so I mean, this is going to come out Sunday, so if you happen to be listening to this or, you catch this after the fact, then it's not going to matter. But if you happen to listen to this, you catch this in your notifications while you're at the State Fair, try to find me. But be warned, I'm not going to make it easy for you. I'll play hide and seek, and somebody will get this notification in the middle of the State Fair and just be like, oh, Cameron's here, where's Cameron? And I'm just going to be like, they can't see me. If I stand completely still, they cannot see me. But if you guys don't have that, I totally understand why people won't go to State Fair. It's a lot of people and stuff. I just go with my family because I'm like, hey, at least if it's a lot of people, if I was doing by myself, it's overwhelming. Even if I was going with my wife, it's a little overwhelming. But I'm going with family, so that makes it a little bit easier. But anyway, on to today's episode. We are continuing Kingdom Hearts. And as confusing as this is going to be, I know I'm kind of regretting saying that I'm going in release order, but that's just how it is. That's just, the president upset, so let's just go with it. I am going to do this episode, once I figure out how to speak English correctly. We are talking about Kingdom Hearts 2 in this episode. We are, continuing down release order with Kingdom Hearts 2. Before we get into that, new episodes of this podcast come out every Sunday. Check the link in the description for all the socials and whatnot. Make sure you got notifications on. With that out of the way, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 2.
Get up on the Hydra's back!
And as always with these episodes, spoilers. Let's get the logistics out of the way first, like usual. Kingdom Hearts 2 released in 2005, obviously by Square Enix, and this time in collaboration with Buena Vista Games for the PS2. Obviously, it's a sequel. They say in here it's a sequel to the first Kingdom Hearts, which really it's a sequel to Chain of Memories. Way to have your information wrong, Wikipedia. There was a Final Mix version of it that released exclusively in Japan in March 2007, and then obviously the Final Mix version was later remastered in high definition and released globally as part of Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix collection for the PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Windows, and Nintendo Switch. For release dates, just general release dates, Japan, December 22nd, 2005, North America, March 28th, 2006, September 28th, 2006 in Australia, Europe, September 29th, 2006, and then the first time the Final Mix version came out was Japan, March 29th, 2007. Before we get into the plot, I do want to explain some things. So, this game introduces the concept of nobodies. So, I mentioned before that Heartlesses are born from the hearts of people that have lost their heart to darkness, but people who are strong-willed can leave behind a human, like a humanoid Heartless, basically. And the same kind of goes with nobodies, but nobodies are like the body of the person that lost their heart to darkness. But obviously strong-willed people can leave behind human-like nobodies. And that's kind of the whole thing with Organization 13. They're nobodies, they're strong-willed nobodies that were left behind. And so, yeah, that's the whole idea of nobody. So when you hear nobodies, that's what it is. Heartlesses are born from the hearts of people that are, lost their heart to darkness. And then the people that lost their heart to darkness, the body that was left behind are nobodies. But people who are strong-willed, they're heartless and nobody, take on like human forms. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's get into the plot. Sora, Donald, and Goofy have been asleep for the past year to regain their lost memories. Roxas, Sora's nobody, is trapped in a virtual simulation of Twilight Town created by Diz to merge him with his original self and restore Sora's power. Okay, so backing up, you start the first 3 hours of this game as Roxas, and you quickly find out, like, oh, remember that time, remember in Kingdom Hearts 1 when Sora released his heart and Kyrie's heart in order to restore Kyrie's heart? In that moment, like when he became a Heartless, he also formed a Nobody, and that Nobody went on to be Roxas. And there's events that happened in 358 over 2 days that eventually lead up. Bless you. I just heard my wife sneeze in the other room. But anyway, there's events that lead up to Roxas eventually being forced into a fake version of Twilight Town, which you briefly visit in Chain of Memories. In order to, basically, he's told, like, hey, we need you to help restore Sora's memories. And then Roxas is just like, I don't know who Sora is. I'm my own person. Get the fuck out of my face. So eventually they kind of force Roxas, and they, erase his memory of anything prior to that to be like, to have this fake version of Twilight Town be like, oh, you're just this kid who, with his friends, you go to school and you're on summer vacation and you're on your last week. So that's kind of what Roxas' deal is. Anyway, let's keep going with this. Roxas, Sora's Nobody, is trapped in a virtual simulation of Twilight Town created by Diz to merge him with his original self and restore Sora's power. Diz's plans are threatened when Nobodies, led by Axel, Roxas' former friend in Organization 13, infiltrate the virtual town to extract Roxas. However, Roxas is able to repel the Nobodies and merge with Sora. Sora, Donald, and Goofy awaken in the real Twilight Town and meet Chain Mitty, and Yen Sid, who send them on another journey to find Riku and uncover the organization's plans. Afterward, Maleficent is resurrected and joins with P to continue her quest for power. So yeah, in the first Kingdom Hearts, obviously, they take out Maleficent. So when Riku is fully possessed by Ansem Riku uses his Keyblade that he has to release the darkness in Maleficent's heart, which turns her into her dragon form. And, obviously you defeat Maleficent in that, but in this game, Maleficent is resurrected and joins up with, if you know who Pete is, like, your Disney stuff, Pete. Pete down over here. I can't even do an impression of him. I'm not even going to try. But basically, Pete is like her little lapdog, her lackey, basically. Sora travels to familiar and unfamiliar worlds and resolves problems caused by Organization 13, the Heartless, and various local villains. So you visit these, you've some familiar Disney worlds, some newer Disney worlds. The one thing I love is that one of the new Disney worlds you visit is the Land of Dragons, from Mulan. And right away, when you meet up with like Mulan and Mushu makes a comment that, he knows who Sora is because he was a summon in Kingdom Hearts 1. And I believe the same thing applies to the Lion King world in Kingdom Hearts 2. Simba recognizes who Sora is because he was a summon in Kingdom Hearts 1. Where else do you visit? There's, another familiar world is like Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town, Beast Castle. I don't know, there's a lot of like places you visit and a lot of new places too. Like Atlantica is a familiar place. But yeah, there's a lot of familiar Disney worlds and there's some newer stuff too. Excuse me. During a visit to Hollow Bastion, they reunite with Mitty, who explains that the Heartless Ansem they defeated is an imposter named Xehanort, whose Nobody, Xemnas, is the organization's leader. So this is the first time we hear of Xehanort, who is going to be a major player in the overall story of Kingdom Hearts. The organization also revealed that they seek the power of Kingdom Hearts, seeking to create one from the hearts Sora has released from the Heartless with his Keyblade to regain their lost hearts. In addition, Sora discovers that the organization is holding Kairi hostage to force him to comply. So the organization is using hearts. They're gathering hearts in this big moon, this heart-shaped moon, which is aptly named Kingdom Hearts. And their ultimate goal is to try to become like people again. They're tired of being nobodies. They want to be somebody. I want to be somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Anyway, moving on. And basically, at some point they capture Kairi to basically be like, hey, we got your girl. Better give us hearts or we'll kill her. Sora revisits the worlds to solve lingering problems while seeking a path to Organization 13's base of operations in the world that never was. Throughout his endeavors, Sora is secretly aided by a hooded figure whom he believes to be Riku. Following a lead, Sora, Donald, and Goofy enter a passageway to the world that never was through Twilight Town, where Axel sacrifices himself to allow them to proceed. So, obviously, Axel is part of the organization, but he's always been kind of a traitor. Like, he helps out Sora and Naminé in Chain of Memories. Like, he's always been a defector. And in this game, he really cements himself as like hey, I like Sora better than you, asshole. So I'm gonna help the Keyblade guy instead of you. Fuck y'all. Axel's best boy. Got it memorized. Sora finds Kairi and Ritu, with the latter's appearance having been changed to that of Ansem after using his power to capture Roxas. So this is expanded more. I think there might be a cutscene that explains it in Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know. I haven't rewatched the cutscenes in a while. Maybe I should do that. But basically, and this is also expanded on in 358 of 2 days too. But Ritu runs into Roxas, and Ritu was told by Diz, like, hey, get Roxas. Like, we need him to help restore Sora's memories. And Roxas obviously doesn't want to, because like he doesn't know who Sora is, but he's determined to be his own person. And Ritu, in an effort to capture Roxas, uses, kind of fully gives into his darkness in order to defeat Roxas. In doing so, he takes on the appearance of the Heartless, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, the Ansem that was in the first game. But he's still Ritu. He just looks and sounds like Ansem. I lost my place. Oh, there we go. Mickey encounters Diz, who reveals himself to be the true Ansem, Xehanort's mentor. So this Ansem is called Ansem the Wise, not to be confused with Ansem Seeker of Darkness. Ansem the Wise is the original Ansem. Ansem uses a device that dissipates some of Kingdom Hearts' power, but a system overload causes the device to self-destruct, engulfing Ansem and returning Ritu to his original form. Atop the castle that never was, Sora and company battle Xemnas, who uses what remains of Kingdom Hearts to fight them. After Sora and Ritu destroy Xemnas, they become trapped in the Realm of Darkness. There, they discover a portal to the Realm of Light and a bottled letter sent by Kairi, allowing them to return to Destiny Islands and reunite with their friends. This is probably my favorite ending cutscene out of any of the Kingdom Hearts games. Like, I'll put this slightly above the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. But yeah, this whole thing, like, they land in the ocean, they land in Destiny Islands, Kairi tells off for them, they swim to shore, and Sora, looking up at Kairi, teary-eyed, he's just like, we're back, and then Kairi's just like, you're home, and, as soon as they, they grab their hand, it cuts to black, and then you just, in you and I, there's a new land. My sanctuary now. I'm not doing it justice, but yeah, I mean no disrespect to Hikaru Utada. Like, my God, it's just, I think this is my favorite. Sanctuary's gotta be one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts tracks of all time. But after this, in a post-credit scene, Sora, Kairi, and Ritu receive and read a letter from Mickey, the contents of which are hidden from the player. So that is a teaser for a future game. Not the very next game that's going to come out, but another future game, which we'll expand on that when we get to it. But yeah, anyway, that's Kingdom Hearts 2. The biggest thing to take away from it is that this is the game that introduces Organization 13, the idea of Xehanort, nobodies, and all that stuff. And it's just, I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 is the one that really gets the ball rolling as far as like the overall plot, like the big, what is considered the Darkseeker saga. My personal thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 2, I really like it. It's definitely one of my top favorites. I especially love the final battle with Xemnas because it's just so intense. It's just, oh my God, especially the part where he traps Sora and Ritu in this like dome of lasers, and you have to block them like super fast, which means you got to mash X and triangle like really fast. So I'm just like sitting there, and you're just playing this game. You had this little mini cutscene where he does a dome, and then all of a sudden you're just like, ah! Like you're just mashing the buttons as fast as you can. It's so insane. Like my God. But no, Kingdom Hearts 2 is definitely like, I can see why it's everybody's top favorite in the series. Like it's phenomenal. It's fleshed out. I think it came out in 2005. So a lot of us were just getting to our teen years, and we were just at that edgy stage. And Kingdom Hearts 2 just came out at the right time. That's 100% why it's a lot of people's favorite, because it came out at the right time when we were all just getting either teenagers or just getting into our teenage years, and we all were feeling a little edgy, feeling a little like we wanted to fantasy thing, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 came out and we're like, hell yeah. So anyway, and like I said, it feels weird that the next game I'm going to talk about, kind of goes backwards, but that's just how these games came out, because Tetsuya Nomura is a fucking mad bastard genius. But with that, I think that pretty much covers Kingdom Hearts 2. Again, if I miss anything, if you guys want me to explain more about stuff, let me know on the socials, the link in the description. But I think with that, my throat is starting to hurt, so I'm going to call it an episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Obviously, next episode, we are going to be covering Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. I've been Cameron. Drink plenty of water. Stay safe out there. If you're going to the Minnesota State Fair, well, today, as this episode comes out, have fun. Actually, I might release this a day early. No, I'll do it Sundays. I'll keep it consistent. If you're listening to this while you're at the State Fair, say hi if you can find me. With that, I hope you guys are doing positive things out there. I've been Cameron, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.